Stitches, and I'm Mary. Glad to see you. I'm glad you came to join me this week. I hope you all have had a good week. I've had a pretty good week. I've had some upsets, but, made our way through them. They weren't terrible, but they aren't fantastic either. So, one of them isn't fantastic. All the rest have worked themselves out. Anyway, had some fun trying to get a room in Paducah so I could go to the Paducah Quilt Show. I learned a very important lesson that just because tickets aren't on sale doesn't mean you can't go ahead and get a room. Should have done that a few weeks ago, but the whole idea, hang on a second, okay. The whole idea of going to Paducah did not really happen until on the spur of the moment, kind of like my friend and her sister and I go to Branson and to the AQS. We love it. We have a good time. But I have always wanted to go Paducah, and I threw that out there, and my friend said, that's where I really want to go. And so we decided to do that, but we didn't go ahead and get a room 5 days before it was, when we'd made the decision. We waited until we could get tickets. So we got tickets, but we weren't going to have a room. All worked out. Have a room, have our tickets, have our classes. Life is going to be fun in April. Hopefully. Don't want to say that and jinx us. But anyway, got that taken care of. And then I walked into my room, my studio. I call it my studio. Makes it sound fancier than what it is. I'm going to show you a picture of it, which is something I don't do a lot of, sharing places. But now I am a housekeeper. I keep my house myself. I'm kind of a slob. I don't want to be, and I overcompensate for it by being super clean and picking up, tidy up. You don't, yeah. But I can't keep things organized enough in my sewing studio for it to be exactly the way I want it to be all the time. And like my friend I have a dear friend that lives in Georgia, and we talk all the time. And she uses words like functional. It just needs to be functional. Don't be crazy. It just needs to be functional. Well, I can make it look like it's really functional, but then I go in there and I'm like, anyway. So that's coming. We're gonna talk about organization. Anyway, let me back up. So I went into my sewing studio to get two pieces I'm going to show you here in a minute that I needed to get some binding taken care of. And my long arm tablet that runs the automation of my it runs my Prostitcher. I have a handy quilter Amara, and I run Prostitcher. I do edge to edge and custom quilting, and I used to do everything custom and free motion and ruler work and whatever, and I bought this for a reason and use it all the time and love it and have, just every day learn something new. The battery in the tablet swelled and the screen bowed on one end. It bowed out. I had seen this in person on one other setup, Amara setup, older than mine. So I kind of knew, oh, this isn't good. This isn't gonna be good. Well, it was just out of warranty by a little, few months, whatever. So I have to buy a new one. And the people at Handy Quilter and Prostitcher are absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I love that company. I love Handy Quilter. I love my Prostitcher. I'm not saying anything negative about them at all, nor am I an affiliate for anything. But I have to buy a new one. And it's back ordered 3 to 4 weeks. So it's winter. I live in the Midwest, so I'm saying you got about 5 or 6 weeks. I need to get a drink. Hold on just a second. I'm going to cough. Okay, we'll see if that fixed it. Sorry about that. Anyway, so I have this time, and I thought, well, This would be a really good time to get a bunch of stuff cut, a bunch of stuff pieced, some more classes, some tops for some more classes, kind of organized. My classes set up. Like, I need to find some places to rent to teach my own classes. I teach in quilt shops. I actually have a class coming up. I'm going to show you those here in a little bit. But I just, I can get my step outs for that all done. And then I got to looking around, and I thought, and I need to clean this room. I need to clean the room. There's just, I don't even know how to say it, but it's not terribly disorganized, but over time I've tried this method of organization and that method of organization, and I have containers that are partially full. I have stuff that it's probably time to get rid of. And when you live a place for a long time and you don't ever move, I could probably do that to every corner of my house or every drawer or every closet. Everything has a place, but sometimes those places aren't very organized, or they're really stuffed or whatever. So I thought, well, I can get that done. Well, lucky me, I figured out with a little bit of help from tech support at Handy Quilter that if I could remember where I put it, I could take the original, I don't know what you call that, the original little piece that was on there, and it would talk to my machine, and I can go back to doing only ruler work and free motion quilting, but I could practice that. So I threw my felt up there and got that all kind of rigged up so I can make that work. And I'm going to do that. But I'm also going to work through some organization. And today we're going to talk about it and talk about some of my ideas. But I got a few things to show you first. And they're spread out all over because I'm terrible about being a sloppy person. I think I'm sloppy. I said slob, but maybe it's just sloppy. My husband, he's really mentally organized. Really mentally organized. I don't know. If I told you what my mom said, you might be offended. So, something in a whirlwind, a little gas in a whirlwind, personal gas. Anyway, all right. So let me show you what I got going on, and then we'll talk about my organization. So, issues. So, I've been working on this. I got my January done, and I started on February and got ahead because you just never know with me. But I would like to have this done long before the end of the year. But it is a sew-along. It was designed to be a sew-along a month at a time, and it's really, I'm just embroidering it using, I believe this is Wonder Fill number 8, size number 8, and 734. Isn't it a beautiful blue? I'm not very well lit today. It was real sunny earlier, and it's gotten cloudy. Excuse me. We've had a warm-up. Oh, I am so sorry. We have had a warm-up, and all of our snow is melting away pretty quickly, but now we're going to have a huge dip. Like, our high Monday is going to be like in the teens. So I don't know if the clouds are, I don't know what they're doing, but the wind picked up, and I don't know, it's 45 earlier. Anyway, so, okay. This was, let me finish this. Sorry, I get sidetracked. Kathy Schmidt, I got it from Spoonflower. Kathy Schmidt Sew Along 2024. There's a couple other colors. Anyway, I'm not sure what I'm going to turn it into when I get it done, but I love to embroidery. I love to do everything. I love to embroidery. So, there you go. I'm embroidering at night in between reading books and, everything else I like to do. But so I showed you this last week, my jump into Sashiko, and I've got some new pieces that came for me to work on. I got this finished, and I love it. And I think what I'm gonna do, I think I did a little applique something with this, but this is a piece of wool from Blackberry Primitives. Blackberry Primitives. I'm sure I bought it at a quilt show somewhere. Probably either Kansas City or Branson. But they call it aqua. It's more of a green to me, and it's kind of a mottled green there. See, it looks a little more green if you look at it that way. But I think I'm going to turn this into a little more formal pillow, make an envelope back kind of thing. And I might do something. I kind of going to get I have a felting kit that goes on my long arm so that I can felt roving and different things into wool and felt wool into denim and do whatever. And so I have some ideas. So I might embellish this back just a little bit. So there's that. And now to my class I'm teaching. On the 29th, I am teaching. I have become a certified teacher for Sew Kind of Wonderful. If you want to sew curves and you're scared, there's your answer. Sew Kind of Wonderful. I love them. I love teaching them. I love using them. The more I make, the more I like them, and the more I think, oh my gosh, I can do it. I'm telling you, I have threads and everything. I've been in my sewing room sewing this morning. Anyway, okay. My studio. All right, so teaching a class. This is called Posh Love. Isn't it pretty? I got it all done. I ended up with a real pretty binding. The back, I want you to see the quilting. This is called Soft and Sweet. Soft and Sweet. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to double check who that was by, but I'm thinking it was Ann. I'm going to double check. I'll put it in the drop down so that you'll know who it was by if you're a pro stitcher. And then a week or two later in February, I am going to teach, make sure I got it said right. Now, this is what I was sewing on. I was putting my binding on so I can get it bound, but isn't that cute? It's called Posh Lucky. So Kind of Wonderful, Posh Lucky. And these are just, they could be table runners, they could be wall hangers, you can put banners, you know, you can put something on them, make them a door banner. Oh my gosh, cute. I have been going to do this kind of stuff for forever for my own house, and I just hadn't. So I don't know if that, yeah, I think you can. And I'll look up and tell you where this is. This came with my Prostitcher. I love the little hats, the little leprechaun hats. Anyway, I just love it. I just love it. This is a batik. And this is just a variety of you know, low volume, which is something I haven't done a lot of, and I've done it twice now. I'm starting to get the hang of it. Well, I usually just use the same thing, or, you know, something, not quite as many. Anyway, so that was kind of fun for me to get better at that. So I have those ready. So my classes are at a place in Lintner, Missouri called Stitch and Clip, which is an adorable shop with a fun owner. She is so much fun. And just, she has all the good stuff. She has all the good stuff in there. And so I'm teaching in her, she has a room for classes, and I've taught another class for her. And so I'm going to teach these two for her the next 2 months and see if we can get some interest in some curved ruler work and curved sewing, and maybe do some more and sell some more fabric. So there are a few spots left. So if you're local or in the area and you want to take it, give her a call. I'll put the information in the drop down. So I'm going to pause here, and when you and I'm going to add in a video I took. I hope I'm going to try with my sewing studio, and talk about all the things that I want to do, and maybe an approach or two I want to take to get it done. And like all these processes that people come up with. So I'm going to take a little break, and then I'll come back. So this is my sewing studio. Now, bear in mind, I live in 104-year-old house. And at a quick glance, it looks like I'm pretty organized. But in reality, I can run in here if companies come in and put it together on the surface really nicely. It's a nice room. It's a good size room. I honestly, and that closet is a walk-in closet. Oh, no, I'm not going to show you in there because it's got clothes and all kinds of stuff. But this is what's happening to me. Look at this. I clean these shelves. I swear I dust them and I straighten them up. I'm a slob at heart. And, and I'm not saying that in a real negative way. It's just I am organized to an extent, but I am a putter-downer in this sewing room. Not so much in my house, the rest of my house, but like this is scraps. And this is full of stuff that I'm going to talk about later. And these, so see, I'm kind of organized, but I'm kind of not. So, like, if you look down here, egads, I don't know. It's like a pseudo-organization. Just a pseudo-organization. Like today, I was pressing this piece that I'm working on tacking the binding on. And I'm like, I reached for some starch to spray a little spot. And I realized, why do I keep my starch and stuff down there? I keep it all down there. Why do I do that? So, because the reachy spot's right there. Right there. Anyway, so this is the room that I'm going to be figuring out a way to make a little more organized over the next few weeks while I wait for my new tablet to come for my autumn. Is it auto? How do I say automation? No. I'm automated. There you go. And my tablet had a little problem. I had to get a new one. So I have rigged this up so I can practice my free motion and ruler work while I wait. Possibly do some wool felting. Anyway, that's the look. Sorry, technical difficulties. I got a little crazy. Anyway, so I am going to, there's something up here. Hold on. I think I'm filming. Anyway, so I'm happy I found this, and I'm going to keep it the way it is because I'm going to go find the blocks that go with it, and I'm going to put them in here. And when I get done with this 4 to 5 week organizational craziness, I'm going to be able to do what I originally intended, and that was to pull out a project, work on it, and put it back. So this particular project, I think, is called Strip Joints, and I was just doing it, and I don't know, yeah, that's what it was called, Strip Joints. I think that's Stripology, Gudrun Erla. Anyway, I just use scraps, and I've been on this, and I have a bunch of the blocks done and a bunch of the pieces cut. And so, look, I have pieces cut and piece. I'm going to keep this one too because I have decided that a lot of my scrap fabrics need to become actual either donation quilts, and I don't mean like donation for auction but donation for people who really need it, or like families who lose their homes or whatever, and they need something, or just blankets on your bed, I know edge to edge. Let me get those back, and you're not going to believe what just happened there. Ugh. Anyway, like I said, I've been having a week. This has stuff in it that needs to be thrown away. First of all, I don't even know I know what that is. That's fabric I dyed, and I cut that strip off of it. And so I'm going to go through these. This is where things get caught, like catch-all kinds of things. These are leftover bindings that I made too much of or changed my mind. and they're not where they belong. I think I just stuffed them in there and put them away. So I'm going to go through all of my containers, and some of it I'll probably, I'll video it, and we'll talk about things over the next few weeks and figure out how to take care of my organization and all that fell over there on the other side of my dining room table. I don't usually film in here. I do a lot of my filming just in my studio, but I had to dig to find the piece for my long arm, and I'm like, I need to get this done. I need to get it done now. So stay tuned, and we'll talk about how I don't even know, what should we, to me, organization is a continuum. It's kind of like your health. If you drink a glass of water, yay. If you drink 2 glasses of water a day, even better. Every day you do that and you add to it. And okay, organization is kind of the same thing for me. If I get someplace organized, and there are places in my house that I keep very organized, but I'm afraid my clothing drawers and my fabric are not 2 of those places. So I'm going to take my sloppiness and put it on a little bit of a regimen to get better, and we'll talk about different things and how I deal with them, and you all can tell me how you deal with them and who you like to watch as far as organization's concerned, because I truly believe the organization of any sewing room has to be a continuum. You just constantly have to keep readdressing it. And every time I readdress it, it gets a little better, but I never get it right where I want it. And so I'm not sure I'm going to get that done this time. No lofty goals that I can't keep up with. But I think a good trash bag and a willingness to let go and a willingness to donate, which is something I have. I don't mind donating fabric I'm never going to use and that kind of stuff. Donate that stuff and put all the empty containers to better use so that things are a little more streamlined and a little less congested, because we all know that all that clutter and congestion can really work on anxiety, and I don't need any help because I have my own anxiety issues that I deal with every day, just like everybody else. So I hope you have a great weekend. I hope the winter isn't being too harsh on you. I'm keeping the people in Los Angeles in my heart. I hope that those fires settle soon. The world in general could use a little extra love. Our country could use a little extra love. I just, all those things, and all the people, just be nice, folks. Just be nice. Bye.